Welcome to the THNK1994 The Podcast. I'm Viviana.
I'm Matt.
I got a comment on Instagram. Somebody thanked us for our chicken salad conversation last week. They found it helpful. And that's what we're all about. We're all about like the helpful content. And standing up for yourself. Our thesis last week was that chicken salad needs to be simple and that people can't be coming in and telling you random things to put in it. And if you feel the need to stand up for yourself with that, that's a great place to start with standing up for yourself, I think.
It's a good place to start. It's a good place to get to if you're starting somewhere else too.
Yeah. And also maybe it's not that big of a deal, so maybe don't like make a big thing of it if, it might hurt somebody's feelings.
I don't know. Oh yeah, you have to think about that, I guess. But I mean, I just don't think a lot of things belong. Well, there's so many different factors that play in. Whose idea was it to make a chicken salad? If it's your idea to make it and then somebody comes in and it's like, try all these things. We got into a fight once because you had a lot to say about a guacamole recipe that I was making.
Okay.
You just kept like asking like, oh, are you doing this like this? Are you doing this like this? Like I don't feel like you were ready to receive like my version of it.
That sounds like me. So maybe on the flip side, if you don't want people messing with your chicken salad, you also shouldn't be messing with other people's chicken salad. But what if you do know better? Like, what if you see somebody making a chicken salad and like, they're using Greek yogurt, and you're like, just do the mayonnaise, Like, is it okay to watch your friend hurt themselves like that? I don't know. That's like, those are the kind of things that, we're not going to answer today, but we should start thinking
I don't think you can get involved if somebody is in a place in their life where they're using a Greek yogurt sub in their chicken salad, because that's like a journey they have to go on their own. It's like addiction, you can't make somebody do something or stop using. You can't certain relationships, you can't like make somebody you can, but like it's a similar thing. That person has to go through that journey and realize on their own, like, this isn't like, I don't need to be doing this. What is the root cause of this?
Get to the root of it.
But you can't force that. I think it has to happen on like a timeline.
We've had such a journey with each other, watching each other just, self-harm in those ways. I remember when summer you just ate veggie patties.
I got so skinny. Yeah, I would do veggie patties and then like I think just like shredded, like, I don't know, it was like a shredded salad mix and then like hot sauce. Oh my God, and quinoa.
Yeah.
Which I think that really, I hope that goes, I feel like it's gone away a little bit, but that was the time when it was like really everywhere, but it's really not, I just don't think it's like for consumption by humans, because I think it's undigestible, I think even.
Oh, it just passes right through like a twig?
Yeah, it's like if like a marbles, it's like the marbles just fall right through. Like I think it's not supposed to be eaten. I don't know what the
same with kale. Kale is like another one where it's like you can't really digest it, and so it's like we really shouldn't be eating it. It's so, but like we're still on that journey. How do you get the groceries? Where do you figure out what to do with them, and then like, you make it and then you eat it, and I think we've gotten better. But my question right now is like, because I had like a great idea like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm going to do theme weeks. So it was like, this solves everything. A week of Mexican. So we get all the stuff for that. And then that'll be a week of it. And then next week I'll do Mediterranean, and like, it makes sense at the grocery store. But you 2 days in, you're done. I don't want any more. I don't want any more of this. Get this out of my face,
My threshold is not 2 days. It's about a week, but I generally, like, if I really put my mind to it, and like did meal prep stuff, I could go a week with each theme. I wouldn't do like different. I would get more specific than a theme meals. Like if I like a meal, I just want to eat that meal until like. And I have like a week long period of eating it until I'm like I'm kind of sick of this now.
So
But
every
it's not to
week
say
you
it
have
can't
to.
come back.
Yeah, of course it can come back. Yeah. Like the chicken salad, I did 2 weeks in a row. That was heavenly, but it's gone after 2 days. And then I'm just fumbling around and yeah, but there is some big food news that I wanted to share with you.
But
Go ahead.
but real quick, kale. I think this is true. Like it wasn't until like pretty recently in like the history of the world, like I feel like it was like what 10, 20 years ago that like kale became like a food that people eat. But before that, it was purely like a decorative plant, like on the walkway to a restaurant, like like they'd have a slate like walkway and then there'd be a garden. And the kale was like along the way as like a decoration.
I
And
heard
then
that
only recently did people start eating it.
I heard that like in the 90s or whatever, the biggest buyer of kale was Pizza Hut for garnish for their salad bars.
I heard that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's a pretty plant too.
Yeah.
But yeah, but then it became like the health thing. Da, 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 da. And apparently, if like you don't cook it, it's like it is really bad for you. But maybe it's good for you. I don't know. I
It's
don't
like
know.
eating drywall or something. And what about if you don't cook it, but you like massage it, so that it's not so like rough or whatever?
I think that's like halfway there. And the kale, the buying of the kale, it's like first off, and the rookie mistake immediately is to buy the pre-chopped kale because it's full of bones. And it is impossible. You will spend an hour deboning that kale, and don't you eat those kale bones. So you have to buy it in the like in its natural state. Then you can easily quickly debone it and chop it yourself. So here's my food news. I got two
Okay.
food newses, and they're both ice creams.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
fun. Fun.
Okay. So one is that C's Candy. You know her?
Are they the violet candies?
I think they have violet candies. They also have like mall stores where it's like you can go in and like you can
Okay.
pick out like like the 12 candies you want in your box or whatever. They're
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah.
the luxury. They're like the luxury for for the everyday lady candy store.
I know what you're talking about. One time though, I knew someone who
Mm-hmm.
um I had been hit by a car, so I was in the hospital and they visited me and they were like
Mm-hmm.
sitting like by the bed and they pulled out of their bag C's like the violet candy, which I don't even know if C's, but whatever. You know those violet
I think those
candies?
are
They
the
look like
C's.
the same from like
Mm-hmm.
1925 or something. They pulled one out of their bag and like popped it in. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's so gross. Have you ever had one of those?
I haven't had it. I don't remember the violet candy. No, I've
Ugh.
seen it. I don't think I've tried it though. Is it like? Does it taste like flour?
It
Like a
tastes
flour?
like detergent. Like it's like a something for the dishwasher, like
Well, before we
um, yeah.
slander C's, let me see if it is C's. This violet candy. No, no, no. Violet is Choward's.
Chowards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Choward's
Okay,
mint.
okay,
Okay. No, C's candies is like you go into their stores in the mall. They're
yeah.
wearing all white like lab coats. It's really the Keels of
Love
candy
that.
stores.
I love that. Love that.
And they do the Krispy Kreme thing where you walk in and you can immediately pick out one candy to try. And they've got the truffles, they've got the nuts. It's gorgeous. It's all white. It's stunning.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I know.
so they have a collab going on with McConnell's ice cream that C's has 4 candy flavors. Well, now I'm looking at this press release and it says June 2024. Okay. No, because I just saw a TikTok where a lady. Okay, well, okay, okay. Listen, last year they had a limited time ice creams. Let me tell you the flavors, and you tell me which one you want.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, vanilla with California brittle.
Okay.
It's C's buttery almond brittle. Their almond brittle they're famous for that. Covered in rich dark chocolate. It's the perfect match to McConnell Classic full flavored vanilla ice cream. Topped off with even more crunchy salt roasted almonds and ribbons of chocolate ganache. Yum. Okay. Yum. Okay, here's the second one. Coffee with molasses chips. A delicious mashup of C's dark and milk chocolate coated crispy molasses honeycomb wafers bathed in a medium roast coffee infused Central Coast grass fed milk and cream alongside swirls of decadent chocolate sauce. Okay, now be listening, and at the end I want you to tell me which one is your favorite.
I'm listening. Okay. I'm listening.
The third one is chocolate with polar bear paws. Yum. All hail the C's polar bear paw. Buttery caramel with salt roasted peanuts enrobed in delicious white chocolate and a peanut butter swirl. Ride shotgun alongside a McConnell's favorite Dutchman's chocolate. That's like chocolate peanut butter.
Okay.
The last one, banana cream with toffee-ettes. Banana, Central Coast milk and cream, salted caramel, toffee-ettes, roasted almonds, Danish butter, toffee, and then more crunchy almonds. Yum. That one's a little weird. I don't really want that one. Okay, which one do you like?
I have to say I didn't really love the only one I liked was the coffee one because I love molasses. It's like sweet, just like sugary like stuff, right?
You don't like vanilla with California brittle?
No, like I feel each one of those that you listed to me, I think they're going and they're taking it a step too far each time. Like someone needed to get in there and pull it back because each one I think it's just too much.
Well, they use a lot of colorful. They use a lot of colorful descriptions, but I like the first two, the coffee and the brittle.
Yeah, the coffee sounds great. I would get the coffee. Actually, this reminded me of another collab from last year.
Please.
Which was what's the Timothée Chalamet Wonka movie name? Is it just called Willy Wonka?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it might just be called Wonka. But they partnered with IHOP, and that collab was pretty crazy. I did not get to try it because we went to an IHOP like not too long before that, the IHOP in downtown Brooklyn, and it took an hour and a half.
Don't go to the IHOP in downtown Brooklyn. You're not getting your food. No.
Yeah, no, you're not getting it. We just got a burger. I think what was happening is that they were ordering from another IHOP that had like a kitchen that worked. It has to be what was going on because the restaurant only had like 4 tables, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 to 6. I didn't have eyes on the whole restaurant. But it took an hour and a half to get. We just both got burgers, and they were cold when they came. So, like, I do think it was they were ordering.
Yeah, they were ordering in 100%.
Which is
I got the pancakes special.
Yes, I did not do that. I got a burger. I was like, this would be so chic. I'm gonna get a burger and a coffee. But anyway, Wonka collabed with IHOP, and I have pictures. So if you're listening, you can't really get the vibe, but you can see here. Everything was purple.
They go crazy. Was it ube?
It was ube. So the pancakes were ube. And then they had like an ube sauce that was like dripping down it. I don't know what they did with the burger. I think they were just like a red onion that was like more purpley. Then they had like a cakey kind of. It was just basically their sort of regular menu items, but with ube. So I was like, that sounds pretty good, but I didn't get to try it. But that was a collab that stuck in my mind.
They go crazy with their pancakes. It's like they go nutso butso with them. It's like it's very intriguing. I'm not against it. Okay, so here's my other news. Oh, go ahead.
I once saw outside of the IHOP in the East Village, which I don't know if it's there anymore. I saw Penn Badgley.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun thing.
Exciting? Yeah. So hot.
I got I had a bad experience with that. I shouldn't go, you know what? I don't think in my adult life I've had a fun time at an IHOP. It's always like the most stressful day of my life, you know?
Yeah,
when I
don't
end
go
up at
there.
an IHOP.
Don't go to an IHOP.
I'm gonna stop going there.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to a Denny's? Going to Vegas, it was all about Denny's.
I passed by a Denny's. The Friendlies was more where I had experiences younger. I don't know if it's a regional thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I ever went to a Denny's. Friendlies was like a really exciting place to go to. I think there was maybe our version of Denny's, but I don't
Is
know for sure.
Friendly's is Friendly's the one that had those ice cream scoops that were like different shaped, like can shaped?
I don't know. I gotta look, but I have no memory of that. Like, what do you mean can-shaped ice cream scoops?
There
Like a
was
soda can?
there was one. Yeah, it was like tube shaped, and it was um like a big deal. Let me see.
Like it came out like a
Tube
cranberry sauce or
shaped.
something?
Yeah. No, not tube shaped. It was like ice cream scoop
Mm-mm.
special. Oh, Thrifty. Thrifty is the one who had it. It was
Uh,
like a punch, like it would look like a stapler, and then it
uh,
would like give you like a fun, like a slightly different shape. That was Thrifties. Thrifties. Okay, but I have some huge ice cream news.
okay.
Um, I was at the same grocery store, and I was passing the ice cream, and I saw that they had rainbow sherbet, and I stopped, and I was like, uh, I love rainbow sherbet, and I haven't had it in a really long time. I got a gallon of it, and it is so good.
Yeah. Rainbow sherbet was
Do you
like
love?
my thing. I haven't had it in years, but that was what I used to run to at the grocery store. Like if I went with my parents to the grocery store, rainbow sherbet was like where I was headed.
Yeah.
It was that first. I think that might have been like the first thing that I noticed. Probably drawn to the color, but like in the like ice cream aisle, that I was like, I want that. I need to try that. Like quick switch to Flintstones push-up pops, and then I was kind of like all that all the time.
Mm,
Have you ever had?
those are rainbow sherbet too. Yes.
They are, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know if they come in. They maybe have a rainbow flavor, but the orange ones. Oh my God! I used to stay
Mm,
with my grandmother,
mm.
and she would buy me anything I wanted. So I would get rain or the Flintstones push-up pops and a six-pack of Surge, and just like watch TV, and that
Oh, mm,
combination.
Surge was my drink.
Oh, I
Surge was
loved
my drink.
Surge. Surge was so good. Yeah.
Surge. Oh, I was the only one in my family who was into Surge because I was young. You know, they were too old. They didn't get it. Surge was
Surge was
it. It was like
downtown. Yeah. It's like Surge is yeah.
it was like a
It
big
was
city Mountain Dew. You know,
hmm hmm
Surge was. I think it was like it came out at such a pivotal age. It was like a product for me. I love Surge. And I love rainbow sherbet. I'm going to make it a part of my summer, and I'm very excited about that. Okay, what is Labubu?
Oh, I've heard this. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. What platform are you seeing this on?
I'm seeing it on TikTok. I think. I mean, I know that they're like a little toy, like, and it has something to do with something called Pop Mart. And I think they're furry bodies and like maybe people faces.
Okay, so it's a and people have responded. They've just come out, and people love them, and nobody will
people
shut up about it, and everyone loves
people are
it.
like la boo boo, la boo boo. You know, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
there la boo boo? You know,
Got
and
it.
there's like a song la boo boo, and it's like I haven't seen enough of la boo boo to know la boo boo, but I know that everybody's talking about la boo boo. And so I wanted to see if you had the insight, if you had the tea on Labubu, but I don't think you do.
No, I think I've definitely seen it, and I just am like, I don't want to like delve into that right now. I knew that I didn't understand it. It was like, but these things come and go away. Like, remember, and I don't know if it's still happening, but maybe this is what I thought this was, but like Delulu. Like how all of a sudden everyone's saying Delulu, Delulu or whatever. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna let this run its course. I don't know where it came from and I'm gonna like it'll go away soon, so I'm not gonna invest too much
Delulu
into
for
it.
Labubu, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
We have a lot to get through, so I'm gonna just keep on going. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, Geek Bar. I got you do the Geek Bar at Miami Mint usually, right?
Yeah, I do buy the Geek Bar. I have to stop. I did stop, and then I was all Zen all the time. But then I don't know. I think I just was like, I'm gonna buy one of these like bars, and then I haven't been able to stop. I'm using something called the Nex
Ooh.
bar, but I do like the Geek Bar. But don't ever start if you're considering because it is the most frustrating thing. Like at least when you would like smoke cigarettes, like you could go to a store, pretty much every deli, and but especially if it said it was a smoke shop, you could go in and know they were gonna sell, if not your brand, something that was your second brand, and you could buy it and you could feel confident that when you went in there you were gonna walk out with cigarettes. That is not the case anymore. I can't tell you how many smoke shops I've been into where say to sell vapes and they say no. But so what is, I don't understand then like why they're there. What are they selling? It's a huge store filled with like are you making your money on the gas mask that's also a bong? Is that what people are buying from you? Like what are you making your money on? And now it's like
First off, they
impossible
have
to
to buzz you in. You
yeah.
wait for them to buzz you in, and the second you get in, and then they're like, no, and it's like, and then like you finally find a flavor or something that you're like, this is tolerable, and like my palate doesn't
Hmm.
totally reject this, and then it becomes illegal. So don't do it. It's disgusting. It's horrible. But okay, Miami Mint's a little sweet for me, and I opened it, and I didn't throw away this little guide. I was like, let me look at this, and they tell you on this little guide which ones aren't as sweet. And there are mint ones that are less sweet. And so I
Okay.
just got one that is cooler and less sweet. It's called Stone Mints. And it's okay, but check out this guide if you are doing this thing, because it may guide you to something.
Got it. The Geek Bar is such a piece of technology. It lights up. It's like what
Yeah.
it's like a car.
Yeah, actually, I saw somebody, my dad's friend, she had one that was like, it had a video game on it. Like you could play a little spaceship video game on the thing. I was like, this is insane. And they don't give you anywhere to recycle them. And it's like so scary to throw them away because you're like, this will cause a fire. So then you just get like end up with a drawer full of like 15 of them and you're like, this is gonna catch fire. And
I
that's
hoard them.
scary.
I keep them in a bag, and then I carry the bag with me wherever I go. So I'm never traveling and leaving it in the apartment alone. And then when I remember, I dump them out at the gym.
The gym's a good place because I would last time I did I dumped them all at the airport and then I was
I've
like
done
God
that.
is like what if they do blow up they're gonna think I tried to blow up the airport, which I did
Well, no,
not.
because you could just say it was a vape. I threw out my vape there. Sorry, it's America. I can do that here, and that's okay. So
I throw
keep doing it.
it's America. I throw out my
Yeah,
15 vapes here. Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too. I threw out like
Thank you.
a handful of them at the airport last week. I had the same thought. I was like, wait, is this okay? And I was like,
Ah,
no, I'm gonna do it. I just throw it. It's a trash can. That's what it's there for.
thank you. But they should figure out how to recycle them. That should be a thing. Okay. Uh, okay, I realized why I like Love Hotel.
Okay.
Because you had that point of like, I don't want the guys there. But here's why the guys are so important at the Love Hotel Bravo franchise. Usually the girlies are at each other's throats. They're picking each
Hmm.
other apart, right? And I don't like that. I like it when my friends all get along, right?
Yeah, I love that.
And yeah, so finally they have other people to pick on and like to like, you know, play with. And then so they're just like, and they have such solidarity to each other that they're just like getting along so great.
That's a good point. I could get into that. I watched like the first episode. I did watch the second episode, but it was like a half watch because I had my phone, so I didn't really watch it, but it was still fun. So I will make sure that the third episode I pay attention, and then maybe I will start getting into it. I just like can't engage with like this era of Housewives is very difficult. Like I miss so many people. Lisa Rinna, I now like am like I'm typing her name into Spotify just to try and find any content I can find with her. And she does
Mm-hmm.
have a podcast with her husband. I listened to some of it. It's okay. I can take that. She was on, I think the Melrose Place ladies have their own show, and she was on an episode of that. I don't think she's like a permanent host, but I listened to it. It was really fun because it was just like, they were just talking about Melrose Place and
Ah,
like the 90s, and then they were like, "Do you have any fun plans coming up?" And she was like, "Well, Harry and I are gonna go to it was like some spa called like Love Bunch Palm or something," and then all of the women were like, "Oh, I love that spa," and then they were all
ah,
complaining because they had just renovated it. They were like, "It used to be so nice." And it's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But it was great because like it's just that's the world that they live
that's
in, and then
nice.
she did say, which is kind of news to me, that she did not like, speaking of that you don't like them fighting, she didn't like Housewives because she is a girl's girl. She doesn't like to fight. And her least favorite thing about Housewives was that she had to pay for her own hair and makeup and events.
Like throwing a party?
Yeah.
I thought that went out with the in the 90s. I thought like since then like it was
Yeah.
paid for.
I thought it
That's
was paid for
crazy.
too, but that is insane. But that makes sense why we once DM'd one of her companies, Rena Wines,
Yes.
because we were throwing an event. We were trying to get an alcohol sponsor to donate free alcohol so we could give it out at the event. And we DM'd Rena Wines, told them all about it. And I think they responded with like, that sounds great, darling. Hope you. And then they
They were
sent
like
us
love that for
a
you.
link. Yeah, they sent a link to where we could buy it.
Oh my god, let me see if I can find the DM. That is so funny.
It's so with we DMing celebrity liquor brands is there are a lot of them. I don't think we've ever DM'd Frasier's. We DM'd Christy Brinkley's, and we got Prosecco.
Oh yeah, Christy Brinkley is so
Yeah.
fabulous. Okay, here's what they wrote back after we sent them the thing. They're like, "Hi, thank you for all of your support. Our store locator is in the bio. Good luck with your opening. Kiss emoji." Slay,
Yeah.
slay. There's one podcast that just like, speaking of podcast, that just like totally fell off, and it's like such a bummer to me. Kim Chi from Drag Race and this chef. Let me find his name. One for the table. Oh God, it's yeah. It was called Kim Chi and John Kung, who's a chef. They had a podcast, One for the Table, and it was like, I mean, an opening song and then just like talking. But they both had such soothing voices, and they only talked about food. So I would like, if I needed to go to sleep, it was so relaxing. They would just like have like a really long conversation about like, deep dish pizza or whatever. And it was like, it was so nice. And I want to like email them and be like, can you please just
You should
do it
do it.
again?
It's
Like,
so hard to find a podcast that I go through like phases where I don't listen to them, and then sometimes I'm like, I actually need them to do any kind of work. Where workstation is, it's away from a TV, so I can't really put a TV on, and it just would stress me out because I can't see it. So I would be able to hear it but not see it, and I can't look at it, so can't do that. So it's like, okay, I have to listen to podcasts, and like I can't listen to ones that are like very like current events because I just can't listen to people being like, the the systematic of the and then also and then don't you even can you and actually this is what you didn't think about, and you know what I mean, like or like they're trying or like takes on things that are happening are very, I
Yeah,
can't
it
really.
takes or even being that excited about anything is stressful for me.
Yeah. So I need to, I can, like the Nancy Grace's podcast is great because it's her personality and her voice. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that is what draws me in. I can listen to that. Um, yeah, it's like hard to find like anything that's like good to listen to. And I don't want an investigation into something. I don't want, you know what I mean?
I don't want too many thoughts being put into my head, because I'm trying to deal with my thoughts. So I think we try to present this to people with our podcast, very little point of view,
Mhm.
very little news, very little substance. We are just like, we're kind of just like a body in the room with you, letting you know that, civilization is still happening. People are still chitter chattering. And
Actually, I
yeah,
have such an idea for a podcast that, and like, I would also be, I would have the conversation with you, but I would want to just run it by you, and we could talk about this after. But I would love to do one where we have guests, and each guest tells us about their experience of last year's earthquake in New York.
ooh,
That sounds fun to me.
where were
That
you?
is, where were you during there? I have used that at any social situation. Is what I ask. I am actually interested. I want to know. It's like cuts through any like kind of like small talk. It gets right. It's like a way into the soul of a person that did
Yeah.
not exist before, and now I have it in my back pocket, and it is. I'm gonna continue to ask it for the rest of my life.
Let's do a special episode just to kick it off. And then like
Hmm.
just have like 10-minute conversations, combine it into like an hour and a half thing, and
Yeah.
see where the people we know. So if you were in New York during the earthquake, doesn't
Or
matter
not.
what
You
you
could
were
have you
doing.
could have you could have gotten a phone call from somebody who was there. Tell us about that phone call, Where were
Yeah.
you when you got that phone call from the person who was there?
And what happened during the aftershock for you? And
Yeah.
where were you in that at a point in your life? I feel like it was at a pivotal point in my life. I was making decisions. I was, thinking about things. So yeah, and where are you now? Where are you today? How have you been affected by it? So
Yeah.
please contact us, info@THNK1994.com. We'll be putting together this very special episode.
Hmm.
And we want your perspective. We want to know. We want to hear. So please, please, please contact us. Very
Please.
important. Thank you. Okay.
Please.
Labubu. Um, please. Okay, I have 3 things to talk about that have to do with airports. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
Okay, the first one, Meghan Markle flew public. what's what's like not private, it's like public, right? Commercial,
uh
commercial, commercial.
oh, what is Andy McDowell called it? Tourist.
Tourist class, yeah. She's
Yeah.
probably in first. But she went viral because she gave a note to the flight attendant, and the flight attendant
Uh
made a video just about how touched she was from the note. So would you like me to read it to you?
yeah.
Would you like me to read it to you?
I said yes.
Okay, well, I'm having a delay on my end, so I did not hear that.
Okay.
I'm writing down wherever this happens. Okay, I will read you the note from Meghan Markle to the AA flight attendant. Okay, you're gonna love it. Okay, dear AA girlies, that's how it kicks off. Thank you for the love, hospitality, and handwritten note. You know me well. All love right back to you. As ever, Meghan.
Wow. Seamless.
Wow.
Because the brand is called As
Dear
Ever, right?
AA Girlies. I think so, yeah. Dear AA Girlies. Oh, and then As Ever. That is cute. That is a cute
Yeah.
little note.
Hmm.
That is a cute little note. Okay, I have some more news about
Can I,
airplanes. Oh, yes.
yeah. Can I say one thing about
Please.
Meghan Markle?
Yes.
The there was a video that I saw years ago where she was like with the Queen and they were getting into a car and you could tell that she didn't know like if she was supposed to go first or like wait or like open the door, like whatever. So she kind of like was like going back and forth and then just like whispered to her, "What is your preference?" And then I remember seeing that and thinking like, "Oh wow."
I
And
remember that.
yeah,
And that kicked off, I think we said, what is your preference, quite a bit after that. And
yeah,
another thing that we got from The Crown, which I think was also a huge game changer for us of just like how to
I
look
know
at
exactly.
things. You know exactly what I'm going to say.
Mm,
Leave it with me.
yes.
When the queen in the crown would tell like her a secretary or whatever, something, like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do this or I can't, it was just like, leave it with me. So when you're having a conversation with somebody and you're like, are they really getting it? They think I'm not getting it, or they're trying to micromanage or anything like that, just say, leave it with me. You've given it to me,
Hmm.
leave it with me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to handle it in the way that I know best how to. And you do not have to think about it anymore. It is so elegant.
Hmm.
Right up there with what is your preference.
Yeah.
100%. That's, oh. So try to use those sometime this week. Leave it with me and what is your preference? I think you'll find that it makes your week better. Okay, so Britney Spears was reportedly scolded by authorities after she lit up a cigarette mid-flight from Cabo to LA. It's worth noting that smoking on a private jet is not universally illegal, but rather left up to the discretion of the plane's owner. So then I ask, well, then what is the problem? It's not explicitly illegal, then what is the problem?
It's her private plane.
Maybe it was somebody else's private plane or something, but somebody she was Britney Spears and she was on it. So for all intents and purposes, it was her private plane at the moment.
Doesn't this sort of, like things like this are really kind of depressing in terms of like when you think of I guess like pop culture in general because like so this is the big problem. This is like the crazy thing that someone is doing is they're having a cigarette on a private plane. Like, I mean, I kind of feel that that is sort of like for rock stars, like the like bottom level thing that you do. And we're now at a place culturally where that is like a reportable offense. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That'll be leaked. That'll be leaked.
it'll be leaked, yeah, and it'll
Yeah.
be like damaging to you that you did that. Is like it's very sad.
What I hear from this is that somebody doesn't want to live in a world with rock stars. Somebody doesn't think that rock stars should live on this planet anymore. Get rid of them. No, no, no.
Hmm.
Bad, bad, bad. Everybody better not. And
Yeah.
so that's who we're walking around on this earth with. Okay.
I do like though that in terms of like controversies, like I feel like now there's so much like with like rock stars, pop stars or whatever, like people like track their miles on a private plane in terms of like the destruction it's doing to the environment. And I like that with her, like at least people are not doing that, you know? At
Yeah.
least it's,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Lily, but I think I like that she can use a private plane. I like that everyone's decided, okay, nobody else they're like, let's stop that.
Yeah.
But she can. Like she's let her
Yeah.
use a private plane.
100%. Ilaria is on TikTok, and it's just like, finally, she's so built for it. Every time she comes across my page now, I'm like, oh yes, this is what I want to see. Like, shove it down my throat.
Do you watch the show?
No, have you?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's pretty crazy. Like they have so many kids. Like it is wild. And the apartment, like I mean, I know they have nannies and everything, but even still, it's just like, holy shit! Like, how do you keep that apartment clean? Like, I think it's like 12 kids. It's maybe less, but it's so wild. It's and they're all young, and then like running around, and like in the first episode, there's like a whole part about them like trying to organize the kids in two different cars to go from like the city up to the Hamptons, and they have like several cats and several dogs.
Oh, traveling with
Like,
cats?
yeah, and they're like moving them up like for the summer or something to like the
No.
Hamptons, but I just can't. I
Cats
would
should
like
stay
lose my mind.
home. Cats should stay home with a responsible party. Don't make a dog, put them in the car. Cats do not need to be moved. They should have a 24-hour assistant, the cat, yes. But they don't need to travel.
What about those cats that like you see on like Instagram or whatever, where it's like they'll be like at the tip of a canoe, like with their like owner
That's
who's like
crazy. That's
so
crazy.
active.
Those are very special cats. Those are very special cats. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
that they're okay. That's okay. But the average cat doesn't need to go on a trip. I don't
One
think so.
time I posted
Unless
on
they do.
Instagram like a video of a cat that I thought was cute. I forget what it was doing or something. I think it was like it wasn't even like um I don't know, but the point I'm making is, you know how like a lot of times there's videos of cats and like I'm sure other animals, but I look at sometimes cat videos and like they'll do something to kind of go viral, and it's like maybe like they'll even like scare the cat or like something, and it's like okay, now you're like this is like animal abuse because you're like doing something to the cat to like make a video that you hope is going to go viral. And I understand that, and like I hear those people, but I posted once a video of somebody who was like, I don't know, like I feel like maybe they put a business suit on the cat or something. It was so cute. And then I
I know what
posted
it was.
that. What was it?
It was a cat that was like a cat DJ, but it wasn't posed in a weird way. It was just by like a DJ board, and there was flashing lights. And then somebody wrote back and
Yeah.
said, it doesn't like the flashing lights. And then we were like, okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just like,
I don't know.
sometimes things go too far, sometimes things that are good get taken this like step that like, like let's protect the cats. Yeah, but like a DJ cat like is that's not being moved, it's just sitting next to a DJ booth,
It
like
wasn't
a
pinned
disco
down.
ball.
It was there. It was there. It
Yeah.
chose to be there, I feel. Like, and cats, like, you cannot force it to do. I mean, you could scare it, yeah. Like, I mean, don't do that. But I think it's pretty hard to like force a cat to do something it doesn't want to do. You know? It's like cats all have different personalities, and some of them like loud music.
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't met them, but I'm sure they do. And if they're raised maybe from the beginning, probably makes them, and they have a nice owner,
Mm-hmm.
then they're probably the loud music probably makes them think of the nice owner.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that, that's all I have to talk about today.
I'm trying to think if I had anything. I'm seeing Final Destination,
Fun. It's like Legacy,
Bloodlines.
Bloodlines.
Have you seen the Final Destination movies?
No,
Not one?
I mean I get it. I don't like scary things.
Yeah, that's probably good. I think like you and I, like our brains kind of work in a Final Destination way.
Oh yeah, I did this, and then so now I got to
So
deal with that. Yeah.
Like I remember when we used to smoke, I think we both had the fear that like when we would take it and throw it out in the street, or like we wouldn't do that, like flick it into the street because then the fear was you flick it into the street, or maybe it's just me, and then it hits a puddle of gasoline. Well, that
Mm-hmm.
puddle is coming from a source all the way down the road from a car that's leaking that is filled with a family. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So I'm not flicking that cigarette. I'm gonna put it out under my foot and make sure it's out.
yeah.
That is like the final destination mind kind of at work.
Yes,
And so
yes,
this is sort of like a torture experience to go and watch these movies where it's proving that like all those things are actually true.
yes, yes.
But I just watched the first one in preparation and the second one. The first one is the plane crash. The second one is the car crash. The third one is a roller coaster. The fourth one, I think, is a race car crash. And the fifth one is a bridge. The bridge one is terrifying. But the second one
Oh my
is
God.
maybe,
Yeah.
I would say, even a little bit more terrifying because it's a car crash one.
I don't like that because I have to be on cars and planes and bridges all the time, and I don't like those things in my head. No. So enjoy the movie and don't tell me about it. How's that sound?
I won't. Speaking of
Good deal?
bridges, have you ever seen the Tampa Bay Bridge that people have panic
Okay.
attacks when they try and go over?
The which one?
The Tampa Bay Bridge. It's like
No.
this bridge that goes over, but it's like super steep and then goes down, or like a super steep up and down or whatever. And like this is the thing that not everyone has this dream. I've had it. Have you ever had the dream where you're in a car and you go up a really steep like bridge and then go down and on the other side and you're sort of out of control and just like flying down?
No, but
You've
have you
never had that dream?
did you go? I have a lot of dreams where like I'll wake up because I'm falling and I've fallen and it wakes me up. Like I guess I've been falling back into my body.
Uh, well, where have you been? Are you like astral projecting?
I must be.
Huh.
Do you ever physically get waken up because like you've fallen in your dream?
Um, no.
I
I mean, I
feel
definitely,
myself coming back. Yeah, it must be astral projection. What am I doing?
yeah, where are you going? I can't believe you've never had that dream where you're going up a thing and then down. I feel like it's like a universal dream.
Did you go on that bridge as a child though?
No, but I see it all the time on TikTok because there's these people who would be like going over it and like they start freaking out. Um,
Is it one
because
where you
like,
can like literally call somebody to help you get over it? You can
yeah, like
follow
I think
them?
they have stations at the beginning. The police are like stationed there.
Scary. Scary,
Yeah.
scary, 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 scary. Okay, now I want to Google what I'm doing with my astral projection at night. Let me write that down. And that I want a salad spinner. Okay, those are my takeaways from this conversation.
Okay.
We'll talk to you next week because we're doing this weekly. Have you noticed? Also, the ashtrays, the Laura Collins ashtrays are back. They will not last, mamas. So scurry on over there and grab one and tell your friends. If you already have one, tell your friends how much you love it. Okay?
Today has been a great day because they were released and they just keep selling. So that's very nice for us. But if you are looking to get one, they are going to sell out. I'm going to check now the emails. If you don't know, we get emails every time they sell, and it's so exciting because,
Somebody from Tampa bought one. We were just talking about Tampa.
oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
So they're coming in still very fast. So if you want one, well, by the time we post this, it'll be tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully, there will still be there for you, but for me, hopefully, they will be sold out. If you've never experienced this, it's so fun when you get the email notifications.
So nice. Like I would recommend just like get like 30 of something and then sell them out and then you're like, it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Okay, we will talk to you soon. See you next week, ladies.